Great day, beautiful people. It is B Burrell. I'm super excited to share with you what to do during slow markets. Now, I started off on the screen because I want you guys to know I have been sitting in that top position for over 25 hours. It has only moved 20 pips in 25 hours. Now, if you've been with Daddy and Kiki from the very beginning, you know we can catch 20, 30, 100 pips within an hour sometimes within a few minutes, sometimes within a few hours, but never 28 hours. So I want to show you guys what does it mean to be trading in slow markets, right? So this document here you'll have access to. You can read through it yourself. I just kind of break down an overview on the slow markets. But some things I do want to touch on is understand that typically we see slow markets during the summer and winter seasons. What that means is there are still opportunities that exist, but there are fewer opportunities, and you have to be more selective in your trading style. And what that also means that most of the time, the buyers and sellers have basically went on vacation. So you'll notice that during the summer months, they're traveling with their families, and especially the like holiday season, Thanksgiving and Christmas season. A lot of different places are traveling and spending time with their families, or they just simply taking a vacation and taking time off. So what happens is if the buyers aren't, in the office, if they're not doing a lot of the institutional trading, then you don't have a lot of high volume movements happening. You don't have a big big movements happening in the market. The markets begin to look like this. So see how this area has just kind of been boxed in. Today's date is, I think, May 10th. And so this has been sitting here in this space for over 2 weeks, right? Versus a beautiful trend like this. All right. So the beginning of May is where we start seeing those consolidated markets. I trade consolidation. That's the DDKK technique, but this is what I call heavy consolidation, also known as slow movement. This consolidation is so clustered, it's not giving us either a obvious, drop or an obvious uptrend. It's just kind of boxed in like TV static. If you've been around long enough, you know what I'm talking about, right? So this is where our buyers and sellers begin to take vacations. They're traveling with families, etc. So what I typically advise traders is to make sure you guys have multiple streams of income, because I have explained this on several occasions. If you've ever seen my trading trainings, I always explain why I have personally never become solely dependent on trading. I usually use my funds to allocate towards passive stream of income and, of course, to take care of my lifestyle, but I'm not solely dependent on it, because in seasons like this, if there's no movement, I can't make any money, or at least, bigger profits, because the markets are moving really, really, really slow. And so I have to hold them for longer periods of times to see the type of return that I would like to see, or I need to invest more capital. Now, slower markets tend to test a trader's emotional intelligence, risk management, and trading psychology. So what you're going to see is, how are you going to start feeling? How are your feelings begin to shift when you're no longer able to come in and get 50 to 100 pips at a time, but you're popping in and out of positions, because the markets are idle. This has been sitting here for a whole week, so it's just been sitting left to right for a whole week. So we have reached the breach of our May experience, and so now you're going to start seeing a lot of left to right movement. Now opportunities are still there, but you have to, again, be more selective. You have to be way more careful. UCAD did give us a beautiful trend. This was something I sent out on yesterday. I was going to catch the buy here. Price took off. It caught out like quick 10 pips, and then price turned around, dropped all the way down. And now this has been sitting here for hours at a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's been sitting here over a day since I personally sent out that trade. So anyway, this is what you guys are going to see, is a lot of left to right movement. And that's what we call the slow trends. Okay. You have to start switching things up. And these are some cues you want to take away, on how to modify yourself during those slow seasons, some things you need to do. Again, I'm not going to do all this. I advise you guys to do your due diligence and read that entire document to give you some insight, and remember it, because it'll become a part of your expertise that'll become a part of your trading experience. So as I skim through some of the markets, look at all this heavy left to right consolidation that has been sitting here for over 5 to 7 days at a time. So if you notice, every time I'm clicking on besides UCAD, all of the rest of them are just sitting left to right, right? It's just, they're not giving us any beautiful ups or up or down. Look at this beautiful uptrend, and then boom, price begins to do all of this heavy consolidation. And so you may find yourself switching into either a day trader for real, where you're holding for days at a time, or you're going to be scalping a little bit. This trade here has just been kind of sitting, even though you see movement, guys, in comparison to what we were getting, especially in the month of March and April, compared to these beautiful drops or these beautiful bullish movements, guys. Now you're kind of just sitting somewhere for a couple of days at a time. So this hasn't moved too much as well. So I mean, I can go through so many different pairs. I mean, Cash Swiss is bouncing. All right, so bouncing here for going on 2 weeks. It was a Cash Swiss, CAD JPY. This was the one I was saying I've been in. Even though I'm in profit, guys, I've been sitting in this choppy box for a while, for a couple of days here, at least 3 days. So I'm only 20 pips in profit, and it's 3 days later. So again, if you really understand the market, you'll see how laughable that is. Just to be really kind of going nowhere. Now it's still a blessing, because that means I've 20 times my investment, but still in comparison to, this right here was May 5th to May 9th, and it moved 400 pips, right? But this has been sitting here May 9th to May 11th, and it's only moved, let me see, 25, like 50 pips, right? So maybe 50 pips from here to here. So 400 pips versus 50 pips. So it's just been just kind of sitting left to right. So I just want to give you guys some insight when I'm sharing these signals. This is one I sent out, I think, today. I can't remember. I was trying to catch the sale again, but price has been sitting here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, just sitting in the same area. So I want to give you guys some insight at the type of trading we're going into, where we're choosing more quality. It's always been quality over quantity, but your return, your risk to reward is going to shift because we're going to be sitting in these positions way longer. And I'm looking for positions to give us a setup, but the setups are taking so many days to happen. I mean, look at this one. I've been sitting here for a couple of days. I mean, for a couple of hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, so 12 hours, and it's only moved, 20 pips. So, this is some extraordinary stuff going on here. So I just want to give you guys some insight, but I will release this document. I'm going to also add it to our welcome message, but I want to go ahead and give you guys a heads up on how to mentally prepare yourself during the slow season. Stick it out, because soon as August comes, I'm still going to be sending trades for, during the slow season, because it always fluctuates. Sometimes you'll have it to where out of nowhere you start getting trend. So the key is to always just be prepared regardless, right? So I'm going to still be sending those trades out, still monitoring the markets, but I need you guys to be knowledgeable of how the markets are moving, so you don't expect the March or beginning of April experience in May, right? So I sent out a ton of trades in April and May. So this is March. Send out 8 trades, 4 trades. We had a slow week, that third week of March. 8 trades, 6 trades, 7 trades, 6 trades. So now you guys see, this is where we are now, right? So 3 trades, 2 trades, because the markets are beginning to shift. And I don't want to just send out anything, but this video is going to end up being used long term. So as you guys see this video, the current date and time, we're in the month of May in 2022, but this video applies to the rest of your life. All right. So every summer, every winter, you're going to see those heavy consolidated areas where price will bounce up and down. But once we get in, we can get in a sweet spot. If I can get us up here, I can send that signal. I can send that signal out. Now I know I can be confident in knowing that we're in the peak of an entry and we can hold it or or catch a quick 20, 30 pip bag and keep it moving, right? So guys, please make sure you modify your risk, modify those lot positions so we can be in and out of these trades. And if you're going to hold it, remember now you're holding these trades, not as an intraday trader, but now you're going to be holding them, 2, 3, 4+ days at a time. All right. So check out the slow markets document. Thank you guys for listening. I pray that you get some value from this document. If you do, please comment or cheer below on the post. And I'm still excited. Yeah, let's rock and roll. And you guys be blessed. Have an amazing day. Take care.